How's it going, Earpers? Welcome to another edition of Wynonna Earp on AFTERBUZZ. We are talking about episode 6, Whiskey Lullaby. So much to talk about. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I was like, where's the song?
Oh. It's a very quiet theme song today, at least for us. Welcome to the Wynonna Earp After Show on AFTERBUZZ. We're talking about episode 6, Whiskey Lullaby. My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's K-A-R-I-D-L-A-N-E. And we have another full panel. I'm always happy when everybody's here. Let's go down the line.
Hey everybody, I'm Alexis Torres. You can find me all over social media at atorres890.
I'm Yael Tygiel. I'm everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's Y-A-E-L-T-Y-G-I-E-L.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. My name is Amber Plaster, and you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Amber Plaster.
And we have a live chat going, so if you're watching this with us live, you can join in the chat. And if you're watching it later, no problem, comment down below. We love to hear what you think of the episode, and if we didn't cover any topics, or just adding on to the discussion, because we're fans just like you. So right away, we finally get the little bit more info about BBD. Nope, gone, ghosted. Like, peace out. They're like, what was the gentleman's name? I was trying to, I like when you have the subtitles, it was saying Doc and Dolls, but it didn't say his name.
The guy from Orphan Black.
Sure.
That's his name. The guy from Orphan Black.
Well, fans, please, what was his name? Because I was like, I missed it. But he's like, they don't want to do a war they can't win. So they're like, peace out. Which makes sense of them, like, nope. Then we, which was, I like seeing Doc and Dolls teamed up.
I really do.
It was fun.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and I appreciate that we got a conclusion, kind of. Like,
yes.
First of all, not a government agency.
Yep.
And second of all, none of your business where we went. We're like, we're out of here.
Yeah.
I appreciate that we did that.
Nice wrap on a bow, and like, but not, we're not sitting there going, wait, what about this? It's like, okay, it's done.
Well, because also,
moving on.
I believe it was clarified that the blood oath contract.
Yeah, blood oath is done.
Yeah.
Good. I love that they got that too. Yep.
Okay.
No more.
How did we decide that the Blood Oath contract was done
Somebody
just because
said
Black
it.
Badge?
Yeah, he said it.
Well, we thought that maybe, even though they're not there, it was still in place, but we've confirmation on that, and so that's later when they're like, yeah, we're all free agents. But I like that Doc's like, I've been that way for a while. Welcome to the club.
I feel like that was also a lot of subtext underneath that.
That was so saucy.
Like, whoa.
Oh my gosh, yes.
For those of you who are listening on the podcast, we do have a live chat on YouTube, and I'm covering the chat today, and everyone in the chat is saying Moody is the character. That
Moody, thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much.
The guy from Orphan Black.
That's all
That's how you spell Moody.
Well, I like how you brought up that, there was more subtext there. I like, it was like that bounce between like Doc, Dolls, and then they're like, nothing is off limits anymore. And just
I was just like,
this got really hot really fast.
I was like, whoa.
What?
I love that even Waverly was like, what just happened?
It was like they were doing their Macho Man territory.
Yeah. I like it a lot.
Oh, it was super hot.
I
We all
was
love it.
super into that moment.
I was like, whoa.
It's like, can we have more of this?
I was clocked in. I was present.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yes, continue.
Then the beginning, we have kind of our monster of the week in a way, because with the woman in black killing the priest. And then I like, that's nice and short, but then we jump over to the Earp sisters and talking about like, okay, let's talk about it now. But not really.
No. But it's very Wynonna fashion for her to be like, I don't want to talk about it. We have stuff to do. Yeah. I got things to kill, supernatural stuff.
The fact that Waverly's first question was how long, like, that's like a logical question.
It is.
None of us, I don't think any of us went first. Our first question was,
who's the father?
Yeah, that was the first one.
And that Waverly was like,
no, she thought about it.
Yeah, but she gets one question, and that's the one she goes with. And then that Wynonna was like, I'm not ready to answer that.
But
girl, that's just because you don't know.
But it also makes sense though, because Waverly's such a smart cookie that she was like, oh, tell me how long it's been. I can figure it out.
Yes.
And then I can know how long it is before I have to help you go into labor. Like, she's like covering all. She's so smart.
She's thinking 8 steps ahead.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Waves.
I thought it was almost an apology moment, but it wasn't quite when Wynonna pops into Nicole's office.
Me too.
I was like, are you going to apologize? And be like, I'm sorry, I was...
No, we just pretend like
that was her apology.
I guess so.
Give me a case.
Yeah. And nope, nothing going on, but then the nun pops in with bloody hands. But
that was crazy. She was just like, hello. And I was like, this is what we're doing? We just walk into places with your hands all bloody?
Lady, did you drive over?
I think she walked. Probably.
She was in
Driving
shock.
the steering wheel. With the elbows.
Must keep the evidence alive.
Just
Even
using her
she
knees.
walked. It's freezing outside. She didn't have a jacket on.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
She's in shock,
also
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But before she walks in, there's a cute moment too where Wynonna's like, "Do you guys practice your googly eyes?"
Oh,
on the way
so
out?"
cute.
So adorbs.
My heart like
We're
exploded.
like, yay. Then we jump over to the Mercedes and her sister, and we get more of the like gauntlet and the rings. So she's like other
So
widows, which was interesting. You're like, tell
First
me
thing
more.
I was like, did you guys raid through like my middle school like jewelry box? Because I felt like I had all of those rings growing up, like because I was like a huge.
They were really
goth
pretty
back then.
rings.
Yeah.
Yes. But then we jump over. We get to go to the Clockmaster's dwelling.
Yes.
Which, that is a cool character.
That was awesome.
I enjoyed
really
his
liked him.
home.
Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed his weird little daughter
I
subject.
liked it was
Yes.
revealed that was his daughter because we all, come on, everybody was like, so that's like his. Which
Really?
they did too.
I definitely thought that was it wasn't a lover. I was like either that's like someone who's like really close to him as
Caretaker?
meaning like a caretaker,
Yeah.
or someone else that's like.
I thought it was a daughter or maybe even a granddaughter, like a I'm so old. This is my great great granddaughter or something.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
She just seemed way too young.
She just seemed super cash though, walking around barefoot in the shorts.
Right.
That made me first think like,
Yeah, because you couldn't see how old she was because it was very
Yeah.
silhouetted. So I was like, oh, she looks like she's just like sauntily walking around. And then when they showed her face, I was like, oh no,
no, she's pretty young.
I definitely felt differently. I thought she was sauntering, like she lives there. She's comfortable.
no. I like that. There's like two different.
When you're at grandma's house, you just do what you want.
Well, but then
we have two different grandmas.
Yes, we do.
but they addressed that within the episode because they were
Yeah.
like, your daughter.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, like they didn't know either.
Yeah.
Then we have, but it was Trevor who shows up there with the widow's help. Tucker.
Oh, I hate him so much, you guys.
Can he effing die already, please?
Yeah.
That's actually the question that's been going on in the chat.
I don't think he's dead.
Oh, he's definitely
That's
not
too easy.
dead.
No.
Nah.
Yeah, people in the chat are wondering if Tucker is going to be coming back.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I love, not to jump away, but I love it. He goes, "You shot me." Yeah, she did. You deserved it.
Should have shot more.
I know.
I know.
But he did kill the witch who was out in the salt fields.
The stone witch.
Stone witch. I was thinking
Crazy.
salt because in the salt.
Right.
Yeah.
I also wanted to call her a salt witch.
Yeah, but at least
salt witch.
that is at least wrapped up too because we were wondering about that character.
We
Is she
were?
coming back? Nope, done.
Not anymore.
I think that actress is doing something else.
Yeah.
probably, so they're
I'm
like,
bummed.
Well, it left it because we were like, she's gonna come back.
yeah. I
gonna
thought
come
she was
back.
just gonna start like
Nope.
whipping people into. No,
Yeah.
all
But
right.
you know, in this show, she gather bones and make her sons come back, so
yeah.
she could, in
true.
theory,
She could, or could have been a decoy.
If someone got her bones from
Right.
the salt
Yeah.
flats, I
Yeah.
guess they could. And they'd have to get the head, maybe.
right.
I don't
So
really
she
know how
could.
magic works, but I feel like that's it.
especially with
I'm
Wynonna
with you.
science,
Yeah.
like I don't trust it.
I don't. You know me. I've been saying Eliza's still alive. I don't trust that anyone's dead.
no.
Oh yeah. Similar, we all have the no body, no proof, and even
Yeah.
then,
We
Also,
saw
even
it.
then it's sci-fi.
supernatural.
Yeah.
So yeah.
then the show. I read the article. I think did you post the Variety article?
Yes,
Yeah, I read
yes,
the
you
Variety article, which if you haven't read it, people listening, watching, it's really good. It's talking with Emily and.
Melanie.
Thank you. My brain's not working today.
It's
And
fine, I
about how
got
they
the
dealt
names.
with the pregnancy
Yep.
and how they put it in the show. I thought that was really great. And I like right away in the episode, we have, Waverly and Wynonna talking about, like, is Doc part of this situation? But we don't get any concrete in that moment because Wynonna just kind of like, yeah, we should tell him, but not
right
quite.
now.
But the thing as, like, from a female perspective that I love, too, is how Wynonna's kind of like, nobody gets to decide but me what's happening, what this plan is, and don't judge me. And
Yeah.
it's like, yay! 'Cause, they could have gone different ways with it, and it was very nice and...
And we didn't
her
spend like a lot of
body.
time
Yeah.
on it either.
Yeah.
It was very quick. It was like,
Yeah.
all right, she made a decision. I'm gonna back off.
But also, we talked a lot about it last week.
Yeah.
The idea of her discussing her options.
Yeah.
And this episode went, we're just going to fix it so you don't really have options.
Which is
Yes.
kind of nice, so that we
Yeah.
don't have to have
Yeah.
that argument. But it's nice that if it did decide to go in that direction, we could have had a season to discuss
Right.
about it. It's cool either way.
They approached it really well because essentially at that moment she maybe had options, but she had I make that decision.
Right.
That was a way to talk about it without being like,
Hey,
here
right in
are
your
the
face.
options.
Yeah.
Then we totally have a tonal wonderful shift to way hot and back to you taste like yourself again, which is like, yay. But that felt almost a little weird.
I actually...
like yourself.
See, I was in a whole different place. I went, I really like a show that has twice talked about how she tastes.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's great about the show is they're not afraid to just say it.
Yeah, just throw it out there. Yeah.
Well, because it's nice because it's explicit and not exactly the same time.
Yeah.
Which that's something I loved about this scene is one, lighting, absolutely stunning and gorgeous, the silhouettes. And I love how the scene was romantic and sexy at exactly the same time, because you're just like, this is super hot to watch them making out, but at the same time you're just like, this is so romantic, like how they're talking. And again, communication. Are questioning her actions, which could be a parallel to real life, would be like people under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Is this really you? Are you really doing this behavior?
Was it always you? Like, I love that we had that, because we also were wondering about that. And so them having the discussion, or her being like, I remember, which means that I was in control.
And it was just great that they talk about it.
Yeah, instead of just like prolonging
moving on. And then there's a moment where Wynonna's with Dolls, and she kind of mentions like can't have whiskey, but sweetheart, you're jumping to conclusions too fast. We're gonna reveal it so quickly. It's a super defense mode, and in doing that, you're like, I'm super obvious right now. Let me tone it down.
That was also like Dolls. I thought you were supposed to be a smart agent. I thought you'd be able to pick up on these signs that she's trying to hide something.
Like Jeremy did.
Yeah.
Which, who loved that Jeremy's like,
I love that. Also, I love the moment where Jeremy, like, the lady comes in with her bloody hands, and he's like, cool.
Let me get my swab.
Like he's just like quietly Q-tipping her for like evidence already. He's like, I'm on it, guys, being helpful. And I'm like, yeah, Jeremy.
I feel like Jeremy's really putting in his
Could you swab
his 50%.
me again?
Thanks. Semi-tonal but rewind a hair, but good question. Laura in the chat asked, so does everyone think that this Way Hot scene was superior to the prior Way Hot scene? I do. I think I love.
Really?
If only because it was when they first consummated.
With where we got to see the lingerie.
Yes. Well, because somehow with this, the lighting, the closeness, and it really bordered the romantic and super hot.
Yeah. It was less awkward.
Well, and it was less awkward, and it felt very 90s in terms of, and we dip and you don't see anything, and cut scene. You're like, camera, go, follow the action.
Which we had the same complaint when we see them in the lingerie and then we go to the window.
So I think the way
the chat really liked the Way Hot scene and the lines in it. So
yeah, because I feel like at this point in time, even though time is kind of weird, especially in this episode, very wibble wobbly if you want to go that way. But like
I do.
Yeah, but like you know what I mean. But I feel like at this point, because they've gone through so much in their relationship, it's time to be more mature, especially when it comes into their lovemaking or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That they can actually talk first and then get into the sexy time.
But that's what kind of made it sexy too. Is like while you're in, they're in sexy time mode, but they can still have a mature discussion about things without killing the mood. It's not like buzzkill done. It's like no, we can and move forward again.
Exactly.
Because I think the first time they did have that rocky, but it was the first time. It's cute.
They were still trying to learn each other's body pretty much. Now it's like, oh, we already know, we can just get into it.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Amber, I love your comment. Please, you can mention that.
So, some people in the chat were talking about Jeremy and his references to The Rock and how he what would The Rock do? What would The Rock do?
I love that.
One of the writers of the show definitely loved Baywatch.
Yeah. I know what?
I'm fine with it.
My autograph 2017 poster that just came out. That these writers are right on top of that.
I'm
like,
okay
wow.
with it.
Oh,
I'm okay with it.
This is so cute. Then we have the when Dolls is kind of like, oh, I missed you so much.
Oh my god, did anybody I don't know what it was. I just it was like yes, and also like
yes,
I don't know.
This whole episode, Dolls felt hot and cold to me.
Yes,
like
weird.
Like there were moments where he was like googly eyes at her, and then all of a sudden he was like, no.
Yeah.
But it's weird because it wasn't a clear like this happened, then this happened, and now I feel this way. It was a flipping back and forth.
Yeah. So frustrating.
Yeah, I felt like I was in a Katy Perry song.
Well,
I didn't like it.
Yes. You're like, whoa, wait a minute.
Nice.
Well, because
No, that's what it felt like. I was just like, I don't know what's happening.
He's hot and
First
he's
you're
cold.
hot, then you're cold.
Yes, and no, it's the lot.
Yes. Oh, so
I really enjoyed Dolls and his Tight Henley t-shirt this episode.
Okay.
And that's about where that ends.
Damn. I want to high five you over there because I just it's weird, man. I don't know.
So the chat is saying consent does not carry over, Dolls.
Yes.
Huh.
Well, I think, and in general,
when he she's like, I'm pregnant, and he's like, cool, gonna force myself on you, and not to be dramatic, but like he was like, and now I'm gonna kiss you and remind you what you're missing now that I know that you're sort of into someone else or have something else going on in your life. And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
How unsupportive can you be as a human being?
Especially because the fact that he like went from like, oh, I'm going to protect you, to now I'm like, you know what? I don't really care what you think anymore. It's like, what happened?
He's
so
like,
selfish.
I'm your boss now. Like that was the most moody switch.
It was very weird to go from a kiss to I'm your boss.
Yeah. Like with no context in the middle.
What are you trying to say?
I love Heather put this in the chat. Dolls is very awkward with emotions. I know he means well, but he's awkward and stiff. I've always felt that way about him too.
Well, maybe that's how he is
he's
that's how he deals with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because later he's like, he does this super duper. So we'll kind of jump since we're talking about him. But yeah, when he finds out, she's like, yeah, I've been knocked up, which was funny, and that's how she would say it.
It's very Wynonna for sure.
They have the kiss, and he's just like, you're amazing, and you're just like, okay.
It just didn't
It
hit
felt
me.
so
He
awkward.
also reaches for her hand twice at the diner, and she pulls away twice, and he's like, okay, bud, just listen to me.
Yeah, and he's like, so you're like,
I love that.
and you're like, what?
no, Starman says could be the dragon affect him. No, he's always been this way.
No.
This is just how he is.
He has always been off.
And
he's always been off, you
a
guys.
man thing, because I've seen this too, of like,
Whoa, we are not generalizing.
No, let's not generalize
oh,
that.
no, hold on. Of the, when she's pregnant, and he's like, hey there. And I've witnessed that of like men, like with women have gotten pregnant, and then they're even more like, hi. And you're just like, whoa.
Like
with other
turned
people I know.
on?
No.
They want to be part of that and connected and
be a hero.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just thinking of the song now. I don't know what's going on with my head. I've got like an
Okay,
iTunes
fine. I don't
thing
mean
going.
to generalize all, and this is not all men. I've witnessed it more than once.
There have been
that you're just like,
examples.
You have seen in your life some men do this.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And thus it means all men. No, I
just feel
no,
bad.
it was super weird, uncomfortable to watch. Like it wasn't a sexy.
It was very
kiss.
uncomfortable.
It was.
And or maybe the kiss because she seemed to enjoy it, but then after I was like,
I don't know. It's especially because
No.
we haven't seen their connection in so
Yeah.
long that it just feels like it's out of left field, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I mean,
yeah,
when they
and
go
then
to
it's
the
just
diner,
like, I'm your boss. This is how I'm gonna act now.
when they go to the diner to begin with, it feels like he's trying to continue something that's not there.
Yes.
And that he hasn't figured out that there's time has lapsed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then later he's like confused, like, are we doing this? No, we're not. Wait, but you're pregnant?
I
Like,
understand that he had feelings for Wynonna and has been away and is excited that
Yes.
he's healthy now and wants to rekindle that. But after her pulling her arm away twice at the diner, you need to be like, hey, she's got something going on.
Or you should
Maybe
be like,
we're not
what's
where we
our
left
status?
off.
Yes.
Yeah, the fact that he just assumed that he can just like pick up where they
Yes.
left off romantically was weird to me.
Quite
It's
a
like he's-
significant amount of time had passed.
Yeah.
Cheesy metaphor, but it's like pedal to the floor and brakes at exactly the same time. What he does of like, it's not like he slowly eases into it or even slowly backs off. It's like complete forward or complete stop, and you're like,
Because like when he said that he wanted to have I even love how Waverly was like, he wants to talk about something personal, and he wants to go to the diner. Clearly it's a date, and I was like, okay, cool. He probably just wants to express his feelings.
Yeah.
But when he was like reaching over, I was like, what? I mean, I'll always reach over, but
Thank you.
But like in this instance, I was just like, where have you been? Think
Yeah.
about where you've been.
yeah.
Right.
Or you need to be like, so Wynonna, we kind of had something going on before. Where do we stand now? Oh my gosh, words done. Situation covered.
Yeah, but he's not
Communication.
Nicole.
No.
Nicole knows how to talk.
Yes.
Dolls is a dragon.
No.
And I feel like that's just. I feel like it's just like that.
But she did call him a sexy dragon.
A sexy little dragon.
Sexy little
Yes.
dragon. Oh,
yes.
I love it.
But-
so
Oh, someone in the chat said, I thought Faye said there was 3 men, and I was like, who's the other one? The sexy little dragon.
yeah.
Who I enjoy. So, Dolls, Doc, sexy dragon. As far as in terms of Wynonna's love interest, who could have knocked her up was what people were guessing at the beginning of the
They were
episode.
guessing the dragon knocked her up.
As
She's
separate
the mother
from
of
Dolls?
dragons.
Mother of dragons. I would have it.
Oh, wow.
It could be a
Sorry,
twist.
iTunes listeners,
Yeah.
we're coughing
But you
in
know
your
what?
ears.
Also,
Oh my God.
Wynonna isn't expressing herself either. She,
No.
Yeah, but
I
Wynonna
know.
doesn't.
She doesn't.
And also the fact that she just found out like
Yeah.
the biggest turn of her life. It's happening. So
Mentioned way back when, but we do kind of get Mercedes back now in the way in public.
yeah.
But I like that Wynonna's like, whoo, you are not you.
Yeah, like immediately.
Yeah, because
did Mercedes used to wear fishnets before? I feel like that like really stood out.
She kind of had like a real estate lady vibe about
right?
her.
Yeah. But Mercedes also used to walk in and say, "Hey, bitch!" Like, that's what we're missing. Somebody walks in who always welcomes you as "Hey, bitch," doesn't. You go,
what's going on? And also the fact that when she brought up the fact of drinking,
your butt, and she's like, where?
Where?
And I was like,
and drinking.
Yeah, which we know that she drinks. We've seen it. So I thought that was,
but Wynona's smart. She figured it out.
Yes.
Heck yeah, she did.
Yep. And then we jump right over to sleepy time, and so we learn that time. Okay, so there's a lot packed into this. One, time technically does and doesn't pass.
Yes.
They all wake up later. No time has passed for them. However,
except for
Wynonna.
Wynonna, because later the clock master
questions.
He's like, no one will know the time's passed, but the baby should have stayed as it was.
Yes.
So the fact that it didn't.
Yeah, this was my theory.
Question. Ooh. Tell me.
That was my theory. Are you guys familiar with the books Twilight?
Yeah. Well, yes. And a super growth baby, right?
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the one with the sparkly vampires.
Yes.
Got it. Go on.
So she marries a vampire, and instead of getting turned into a vampire quite yet, she gets impregnated real quick, and then while she's pregnant, the vampires have to turn her because having a vampire baby would kill her. It becomes a whole situation, and the baby grows incredibly fast because it is a supernatural being inside a human, which it is taking sustenance from. I see this being a problem in Wynonna's future.
Also, I agree. If we're gonna bring in other references, Grimm.
Thank you.
Also,
that was the first thing I thought of.
A magic baby that grew real fast.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of? Where the baby? I want to say it was magicians. But I could be making that up.
I don't think it grew fast.
Oh,
I really like that the baby is immune to these spells. I think that's a pretty cool baby.
There's something. Well, I like how he points out. He's like, "Well, you don't really follow the rules, and neither does your baby."
But I think it also makes sense,
there has
especially
to be something
if it's Doc's,
supernatural.
if it's Doc's baby. He is a supernatural being in this aspect
it's
because he
passed
has
on a little bit. Yeah.
So.
Ask the chat what I'm thinking of where the baby grew, just like over the episode grew. I feel like
sorry, what do you mean?
Some show had a baby that grew so fast.
Instant?
Yeah,
I mean, Supernatural had it for sure.
Was that?
That was a whole season.
Yeah, but it was the whole season.
Yeah.
But this is even weirder too because Tucker says it's been a few weeks. She's not weeks pregnant at that big.
Well, no, because of the time.
So
that's what I was confused on for until the end of the episode.
I think.
Oh wait, because
I believe that when she discovered she was pregnant, she was already
like a month, maybe or
a
2.
month, maybe 2 months.
But we didn't see much at that point.
But remember, she's also been hiding herself too.
Yeah.
So
I think conceivably she was like 3 or 4 months pregnant.
Well, yeah, because she had the big jackets.
Yeah, but Wynonna, I think, was a month or 2.
Oh, someone said Angel.
That could be it.
Ooh, that could be it. I think I know what you're talking about now.
I just remember seeing a baby grow real fast and going, why is this happening?
Yeah.
But so I think she was a month or 2, and then another at least month if they said it was been a few weeks, right?
Yeah.
So she's at least 3 months at this point.
Yeah, and also remember everybody obviously shows differently.
This is very true. There are people that can go all the way to like 7 and you don't even know.
Well, she is tiny.
Yeah. So, she's like the pregnant where it's like a basketball and she's still a skinny little person.
She's still skinny.
Yeah, exactly.
You mean the Rachel Green?
Yeah.
From Friends.
Yes. I
you got it. She didn't.
I didn't watch.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Well, the other side note too. Some people are making some interesting connections about Peacemaker and zapping her. She says that Peacemaker is staying as an alarm clock, and I think it is like it's aware in a way that it's like don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
But then some people are saying baby's demon, and that's what was zapping her essentially, like in touching the gun. She has something in her that the gun's like not hurting her, but enough to be like ow. Yeah. She's like, that's weird.
I thought it was
that's
that
so
demon
upsetting.
But a
couple people in the chat room have been saying that, like maybe the baby is part demon. That's why Peacemaker's freaking
How could it be part demon?
Because maybe it's not Doc's.
I don't know.
Man.
I wasn't given an explanation. Chat didn't do it, but
or it could just be rejecting it because the fact that it's not a human baby, it's a magical being baby, as in like because Doc was cursed in some way, shape, and form. I don't know.
I like that theory.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that it was it like sensed that there was a demon, so it like lit up and woke her up.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, but then
I mean,
This show has so many options that can happen, so it's like, I don't know.
I'm up for either one.
You know, magic-y, wagic-y.
Yeah,
right?
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that baby bump is more like a 5 months pregnant.
I mean, but we never know.
It doesn't matter because time has been stopped and we don't know how long. And it's a magical baby, so it doesn't have to be the normal 9-month period. We can now forgive whatever happens with that baby. Yeah, it could be next episode, and we'd be like, okay, Wynonna Earp, we believe what just happened.
But can we also talk about pregnant Wynonna kicking down doors and shit? Like, that was pretty awesome.
They mentioned that in the Variety article too. Of like the stunt people worked really well with her. Of like, what can you still? Is this the same article? I feel like the red one. Okay. They're like, what can you still do? And they really worked well with her. Of like, what are you physically able to do?
And she stayed physically active. She was like, I want to do stuff.
A lot of ballet or something too. Somebody's like, is this ballet? Damn, girl, your legs or something like that. You know.
I love it.
Or she had the part where it looks like she does a stunt where she gets hit by the women in black and falls on the chair, and I'm like, the belly!
I was like, that can't be her.
Was this the article?
Yes, the beautiful article by Mo Ryan.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody said in the chat that Mel was 6 months pregnant at the time, so...
Okay, then that makes sense, because she physically looks that bigger. Pregnant to me.
So, I mean, yeah, we could just lie and say that she's like 4 months pregnant, but she just looks 6 months pregnant.
I like this one. Laura in the chat said, did you notice she's carrying Peacemaker in her boot because her gun belt doesn't fit anymore?
Yes!
I like that.
That was... Okay, so here was my thought when they woke up and she had the belly.
I noticed it was in her boot.
When
loved her hoodie though. I loved how she was wearing sweaters and hoodies.
Oh my god, I love it. I'm all about it.
You can't put a link in.
Lame. I'm sorry, guys. We can't put a link in the chat.
We just tweet it out.
Yeah, I'll tweet it out.
So I loved when she woke up and she had the belly, and my first thought was, those pants are either cutting off circulation or are torn to shreds, like
the Hulk.
Was she wearing maybe yoga like pants ahead of time? But even then,
she was wearing jeans. But like, the thought was,
it could have gone underneath.
Yeah, I was just saying.
I'm just saying.
No, it's a logistical. It's a good.
And then I thought about how long were people out. So then my head went somewhere else because I was like, okay, if everyone's out for, let's say, 4 weeks, maybe a 28-day cycle, so many women are waking up going, what is happening?
That's a very good question.
Just things that occur, like in beards and
Well, there weren't really many beards. I was just
remember because he was able to bring it back. It felt like
but before then,
no, because he did. Oh yeah, before you know.
Yeah, like when the people wake, like when our team wakes up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because Nicole was naked. She has. I have my clothes on now, which I did notice her uniform more now. When you I point out, looks great on her.
So good.
It's so much more flattering to her shape because she looks in good shape and better colors.
Yes, much better.
Yeah, I like the Bam Lover says gonna need a bigger coat. Yes. Okay, so we have. Oh, that was the moment. Okay, I didn't write Wynonna, but when Nicole finds out Wynonna's pregnant, that woman-to-woman moment was so sweet. Of like, not a lot of dialogue was said, but it was exchanged in looks, and Melanie like teary-eyed. Yeah, just great acting of just, please don't say anything. Yeah, this is my thing.
And I can see the hot not being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell everybody. Like,
no, I don't think
that's not her style.
I enjoy their dynamic.
Yeah, it's nice, and I feel like she understands. She's like, Wynonna's just gonna be Wynonna, and I shouldn't just hold stuff over anymore. I'm just gonna stick with Waverly and move on. But I love that was her first thing. Was like, does Waverly know? Like, immediately thinking of her lady, and I love that. I think it's super cute.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just nice that they could have that kind of a moment and connect too, because. Otherwise, I know the only other woman she's talking with a lot is her sister. So it's nice to have another woman.
Well, it used to be Mercedes.
I actually really like the way that we got to reveal to each person.
Yes, I agree.
I like that we got that moment. I feel like Dolls was very, like, realistic. No, it was not surprising. He was like, what's that?
He was like, I love. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Nicole in the chat goes #sister-in-law.
Yeah, I'm all about
I like
that.
That. Yes.
Yep. But I agree with you with that. That was really. It felt real, like the fact that it's a surprise pregnancy.
I did like that. That was cute. ASAC says, "I love Nicole's snarky partying comic. Heaven help that gynecologist."
I mean, but yeah,
but that was funny. Like that's a part of the experience, you know. And no, just I see a comment and timing of comments on Nicole, not with any current events, and I realize wording is bad with other stuff that was in news, so no connection in that way. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. If you do, No connection,
Moving
please.
on.
Moving on. We have the... the women in black when they go to Wynonna and then they steal the Jeremy's notes. I mean, we're kind of going all over the place.
Yeah.
But that was cool that they found out. Yep, so it's at Shorty's.
I appreciate that Shorty's is important.
Yeah.
Because,
not just the bar.
Yeah, because
Bring it back around.
we
Yes.
need to keep it important.
Yeah.
But can we talk about that? Because I'm assuming Rosita lives in Shorty's, but like Doc and Rosita.
Yes, I was just going to get to that moment. It's just casual.
I don't
So-
like it, y'all.
Doing some yoga.
I asked a question on Twitter, and I appreciate people who commented.
Yeah.
I know it's irrelevant and does not matter to the plot. Was he inside of her when they fell asleep?
I saw you ask that.
No.
So the other thing that people pointed out was based on their position.
Oh yeah, no, I noticed that right away. I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, it's one of those you'd have to like pause, but from what I saw, I felt more his head was laying on her stomach,
Lower,
like laying down.
lower.
Yeah, well,
It was definitely
But-
lower.
low, but like not in the middle of
Yes, and activity. I know what you mean.
I feel like this is very much the kind of show that would let you leave it up to your imagination because
Yes.
it is dirty while being really PG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they still had
bordered
clothes
that
on.
really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
Wait, what?
nothing.
But I like that it was, again, as Amber put it very nicely, it's very tasteful at that time, and
Yeah.
we just kind of moved
Well,
on.
it's
from
quick
it.
enough that you get the impression, but
And you're
not.
like, oh.
Hi,
Yeah,
and shut the
because like
door.
Waverly
So
opened the
funny.
door and then immediately was like, oh, okay,
I think Wynonna
went
didn't
back
have to
and
see that.
rewatched.
Yeah, I paused it. I was like,
Yeah.
there it is.
I thought I might get to see something fun.
Well, I mean, it was still
What
pretty fun.
did you see better on the rewatch?
No.
No. Okay.
PG show?
Yeah.
Yes, he didn't have his clothes on, which was nice.
Yes,
but she did.
And just because the chat's been saying it, and I appreciate too. Apparently, he's quite the giver.
Yup.
That's many people in the chat.
I think it's important to note
Yeah.
while we have characters on the show who are having issues with potentially consent dolls.
Yeah.
We also have wonderful examples of men who are wonderful. So we have a
Yes.
rounded character arc of good and bad men. I
Yes.
think that's
And
important
women.
to point out. And
Yes.
women, of course. The
Correct.
women on the show just have
Yeah.
But we also
All
have
the roles.
a nice variety
is
of
nice.
women.
Yeah, because it's great because, like in real life, not everybody's one way or
Yeah.
another of anything. So it's nice to have the variety.
And
Yes.
it's also really great that you brought that up. Amber, it was the fact that like we have all three different levels of it because we have Tucker, who's like the
Well,
worst out of
yes.
all of them, and then you have dolls that like you know that he's a good guy, but deep down there's clearly some
he's
stuff
doing
that
things that aren't helpful,
Yeah.
but he could be
better, and
He can be better.
and he will probably eventually, hopefully, realize that. And then we have our Doc, who's just like the epitome.
the epitome of a gentleman.
But
a
that's
gentleman.
because he's had so many years to learn.
Exactly.
He's older than the state of Colorado.
Yes,
he
love that
pointed that
joke.
out.
That was so
That was
good.
so great.
Guys, how old
I want to
is the
get
state
like
of
my
Colorado?
grandma that shirt or something.
That's
How
a
old
good
is the
question.
state of Colorado?
Chat, you want to put that in there?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, so then the seal being in Shorty's was cool, and then yeah, Tucker's moment of, being like The Rock. What would he do and go in there? I just like
Jeremy.
No,
Jeremy.
Sorry, Doc has the I'm not going to put any appendage in there.
Yeah.
I did like that. That was nice.
It's a good line, and they find the seal right away. Luckily, it's not like
Oh my
in a
god.
cavern of tunnels. It's
I thought
just
they were
like,
going to go into the tunnel,
No,
and I was like, wow, we don't
it's
have time
right
for
there.
that.
They're like, let's move it.
I also love that he couldn't move a
So
box.
did Bobo move that seal into Shorty's then?
I would assume so.
I think the theory is that Bobo bought the bar because the seal was there.
Oh, that makes sense.
I like that too, because people had said it would move. So, chat says Colorado's 150 years.
There you go.
Thanks, guys.
Sure, thank you. That's the other thing we love about the live chat. You guys are so resourceful. It's very helpful.
It became a state in 1876.
Oh, thank you.
Nerds.
I love that, though. That's actually kind of nice.
That's great.
Also, damn, bro, you old.
Well, I like
old.
she's like he goes, I'm older than anyone. It's like
And
aren't you a
everyone
little
is too-
old for her. It's
yeah.
like
Everyone's a
Anybody.
little too young for me.
so we think Bobo bought Shorty's because the seal was there. Because they had mentioned other seals had been moved.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
So-
there are 3 seals.
Yes.
Which somebody tweeted 3
Or more.
seals, which was so
I feel there can be more too. Yeah.
Yes, sorry. Somebody tweeted a picture of 3 seals.
The singer or the animal?
The animal.
Oh my god, I was thinking of the artist.
Oh, that is so good too.
That's so good.
It would have worked either way.
I would have been happy.
Yeah.
When Sarah says that Doc is older than Canada. That's true. They just celebrated 150.
They did.
I believe it.
Wow. Just wow.
And
okay,
only
I don't mind.
because I like the specifics when we learn that the Sandman is a Tempest Monstrum. I like when they give us the words of what they are.
Yeah.
Because you're like, cool, then that just makes it more specific than just, it's a demon, it's a revenant.
Yeah.
Tell me more, please.
It's nice because they're like,
world building.
We know you want mythology and things. We don't have time for that.
So we'll just throw it in there.
Here's the name.
Because like Grimm, for example, which also had demons, had like here's the mythology and here is the history of this and this is what we know. And less action.
Yes. Sorry, side note.
Yes.
Because I tweeted at you. Heather in the chat said, did we all see the gif of the ladies twerking with their bustles?
That
yes,
was my
I tweeted
favorite.
that.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
That was so good.
So fun. Oh, well, Nicole's great line. She's like, why can't the bad guys ever wear just jeans?
So good. As like that like bustle creepy like
Yeah.
bloop, 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 bloop,
Yeah,
bloop
I
in the
just love
background.
that.
It was so good.
Okay, so we have the... Oh, then there's a wonderfully comedic moment of Jeremy waking up and, like, trying to help.
Oh my god, that poor boy.
I love him so much.
It looked like Dolls was just like, stop, just stay down.
I thought he's like, be careful.
No, I don't think that was what that look was. I think he was like, please stop moving. And then when he fell over, he's like, well. That's what I like to see.
And then speaking of super duper creepy, before that, Tucker, when he's making Poppy play Waverly.
Oh, so gross.
Beyond creepy and disturbing. Like how you brush your hair, put on the cheerleader
Yeah, I don't
outfit.
think we're done with him.
No,
we are
I
not.
really love that Hot was like, he
It's
better not
not
be in
that
her room.
room.
Yeah, and I love that she like busts into action as Dolls is like, oh, I feel faint.
Yes. And then she kind of helped out. I like that Nicole and Poppy had the eye contact of like, hit him, move him, like,
But I was also upset because I was like, Hot, I need you to like use your cop precision and actually hit somewhere around here.
No,
But
I think it was on purpose. I think she used her cop precision to make sure she did, because as a police officer, you're not supposed to shoot to kill.
No, I know exactly what you meant by that. But at the time, I was like,
And he already didn't he complain about that family anyway for harassment?
yes, he did.
So there's like 2 counts publicly against like the Earp family. So to then also get killed by someone from the Earp family, they would be able to legally come after.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
she's
still.
almost in
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
she
a
knows
conflict
them
of
together.
interest.
Mrs. Earp.
Yeah.
I know, but I just don't like him. I
Yeah.
just
No, I don't like him
Oh,
either.
no, it's
You shot me. Yes, I did.
he's so disturbing. I'm like,
It also really worries me that he wasn't like in pain when he got hit. He was just like,
yeah.
you shot me, and I was like, you should be dead.
Didn't the
Well, he
sisters
seemed-
do something to him?
Something
He
like
has
that.
one of the rings that like keeps him safe or something.
Something like
Well,
that.
because he was wearing the necklace too.
Yeah.
When he, but I thought he was almost in more pain when he jumps out the window. I thought I heard pain because he's breaking through the glass.
I don't know.
Because that is not breakaway glass or
No.
anything. So it's like slice.
I don't know, man.
And then, okay, so a couple. We knew the pregnancy. Speaking of being shot, we have Mercedes is injured, and so it's Sister Clutie is the one they mentioned is dead because that was the Stone Witch.
I don't remember that being her name.
Well, they said it. That's the only reason I wrote it down. Thank you, subtitles.
Yeah.
So the other huge, like, oh my goodness moment that I really love too is one when Wynonna shows Doc she's pregnant. She doesn't even say anything. She just kind of is like,
Stands up.
I was so upset
oh.
with his
Well,
behavior.
but it also makes sense because
I know.
Doc wasn't.
What did you want him to do?
Make a joke.
No.
Like when the Sandman guy, when he was like when she was like, I got screwed, and he goes, well, that's clear. Like, yeah, I want him to make a joke.
No, I think Doc was a little bit too like shocked
Yeah,
to make
constant-
a
Oh crap,
Clutie.
it's mine.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was played so well, and they had again another moment of so many words without being
Yes.
said.
Oh yeah. It was
And-
very
I love that. I
Shum-
feel like this season's getting a lot better about not being too wordy.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
letting the actors just act.
Yes.
Yes.
Agree.
Because like when you do have a strong connection with someone, there are so many moments where you can share a look, and that
Yeah.
speaks volumes, as the phrase were. So then we jump to the end with the sisters sitting down, and she's like, "This is the only comfortable position." Passes on the note.
Dude, that was not what I was expecting when he gave her that note. I also was really mad because Dolls like stormed out like a little
Oh,
Biatch,
when they were
thank
both
you.
like Wynonna, and Waverly was
Yes,
like,
back
no.
up.
always stop.
I was so proud of her in that
Yeah. Go,
moment.
Waverly.
I was like, thank you for doing that.
She needs all the time
Especially
she
'cause I was,
needs.
like, especially with Dolls, because he's like, oh, I was like, what are you trying to do?
Yes.
You just said in 2 moments ago that you were like, I'm your boss now. So I'm like,
He wanted
Yeah.
to apologize for being stupid.
no, but he,
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I also, before we
But the
continue with
note
that
too.
moment,
Oh,
I just want to make sure that we touch on the real quick Jeremy Doc moment where
I'm gonna get you a snack.
I'm gonna get you a
but
snack.
before that, when he like was getting up and Doc was like, sit down, he was like, okay.
He's like, Doc, he doesn't ask anyone else. Doc, do you want a snack? I'll get you a snack. Yeah. That was so specific.
Yeah.
So
another
cute.
weird moment too was
sit down. Okay.
With the room, and another example of dolls like, don't you know how to read a room? Everyone's in the room. Hey, Waverly, we need a private conversation with, Wynonna. I can't do names today. I'm so sorry. He's like, Wynonna, we need a private conversation. I'm like,
well,
be like Wynonna.
Yeah, like we could do this
oh my God,
no, that fits for Dolls for me because Dolls is a power character. And he gets angry when he loses his power and reminds Wynonna that he's the boss, just like in season 1 when we thought that he was very strange.
Yeah.
He's a very power driven character.
And why is he still the boss? Because Black Badge is gone?
Yeah, well, that's an excellent question.
I guess because he's the experienced special field agent.
Yeah, whatever.
But also he's using it because he's trying to hide his actual true feelings of being like, I'm hurt.
Yes.
Sorry, so back to the really touching moment.
I cried so much.
Yeah, so it's like, what does the note say? And I'm like, thank God they showed us, because I hate shows where it's what's it say? Like, we're all freaking out, and then it's the I'm all in.
Oh, that got me.
It's so few words, but it means, that's all
I needed.
Really thought it was going to say, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah. I definitely thought that's what it was going to say. I was prepping myself for it.
I thought he was going to white fang her.
Oh, damn, Amber.
I did.
You need to explain that.
Okay, so there's a movie called White Fang.
Yes. It's been a while. Please refresh.
And so basically the story is this kid grows up with this wolf dog, and to save it, they have to he has to throw rocks at the dog and say, I hate you, dog, run away. And it's this horrible scene where he's throwing stones at the dog and hurting it, and the dog's like, no, I want to come back to you. And that's white fanging someone. It's like, I have to hurt you so you leave. I thought he was going to do that with Wynonna because maybe he'd understand more about the magical baby than she did.
Or like he didn't want, they couldn't be together because of such things.
I totally thought it was going to say, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yep.
I was so happy when it said I'm all in. I was like, maybe I made that up.
Yeah, no.
I know, it's like all the good feels.
So good.
Because it's so simple, but it means so much for him to say that. Because he also, to Waverly, when she's ready.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that he was man enough to not just state it out loud. He was like, just whenever, just
when she's
his
ready.
thing. Yeah.
He's older.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's a little more mature.
A 200-year-old man can get it.
Bam Lover in the chat says, Tim made the prop guys let him write the note.
His handwriting is
so
beautiful handwriting. Makes sense of it. Nice, pretty old-fashioned.
Yeah, but that, I was going to say like, oh, wow, that handwriting was so nice, but then I assumed it wasn't his.
But that's really funny. Cute. I don't know how many times he practiced that, just to make sure it looked really nice on paper.
Yeah, and was very straight.
Yeah, no, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was really well put together. Also, the cutting of that piece of paper was like perfectly square.
Where did you get that tiny square?
Yes.
Somewhere. Jeremy had it. He was like, hey, you want to write a note to one here?
And then the other bigger conversation they have, which this was in the article as well, is Wynonna kind of lamenting, feeling like she has no choice in what's been happening to her.
Which made me realize, because she says, I've been on 2 types of birth control since I was 13, which is another reason why I thought we'd have a conversation about her options. And I appreciate the time jump forcing us to acknowledge that, like, now that there is one option.
Yeah, you can't.
You have to have this baby.
Yes.
But when that happened and she said, like, I didn't have a choice, and then, the situation where the baby stayed grown over the dream, like, at that moment I went, there's, like, something real. You know what I mean? Like, up until this point, it was maybe it's a magical baby. This kind of confirms it's almost kind of miraculously made, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, a little bit, because there's something with the speed growth.
But also, if you're on 2 types of birth control, there's something.
It also makes sense. Yeah,
he's
medically wise.
Yeah,
he's cursed to be young. He's not cursed to have magical sperm.
Yeah. So. And then the fact that how bad she felt for the baby of passing it on.
But that's where it hit me the most, because it's just like, she didn't have time to prepare for this.
That's like real life thing where people have any genetic condition, any thing that happened to them
or
later.
Just being a new mom.
Or anything, and you don't want to pass that on to your child genetically or whatever happened to you, and so that now she doesn't have a choice. Like, she tried to not give that to them, and now it's like, I'm sorry, and it's like, pull all the heartstrings.
But I also think the best part of that conversation was Waverly going, I'm not gonna say it's okay, but I'm here. Like, that's enough. Because instead, I mean, there's always that time, especially even when you lose somebody, when you're about to hit that next step. Like, everybody always says, everything's gonna be fine. But you don't actually know that. So it's just nice to be like, I don't know what the future entails. I just know that I will be with you every step of the way. Like, that's perfect in any way, shape, and form.
Yeah, so this episode really kind of addressed all the concerns we had of, like, pregnant, oh god, like, and even she's like, don't say that word.
And being when she could say mother.
She's so not ready. That was
yeah, she hasn't had time to process.
That's the other thing too, to jump this far into pregnancy for her. She doesn't have the time to, like, come to terms with it.
I can't imagine anything more cruel than being like, surprise, you're pregnant. Just kidding, you're 9 months pregnant.
Whoa.
Yeah, you don't even get time to, like, ease into that.
It's called I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yep.
Fair enough.
That show was actually really I don't
terrifying.
Like it. It's terrifying, but also very interesting.
Anything else that happened this episode that we didn't touch upon?
No.
So yes, are we all happy that this one finally quickly addressed our concerns from the last one, which is great.
Yeah, I really liked the way that they used the time jump to, like...
Oh, it was brilliant.
Be like, we're solving all these problems now.
Yeah. We thought that too, because we're like, while Amber and I were watching beforehand, it was like, I felt she was visibly more pregnant than we saw before this because of the big jackets and everything. This was an excellent way to be like, moving forward, done. Solve the problem of, like, how do we deal with this story-wise? So I think they very smart writing. Highly recommend that article because it talks about it too. Thank you for sharing. Because it's
no
good
problem. And I think Amber just tweeted it out.
Yeah,
I did. Well. So if you guys go to @AmberPlaster, I just tweeted out the Variety article that they're talking about. And this, if you guys remember from episode 2, I believe 1 or 2 of this season, I think it was when we had actor Tim Rosen on. He said, "I would like to come back after episode 6 when you guys know some more."
Oh.
So I guess that's what he was talking about was his note. I'm all in.
Actually, on that quick note, next week is Comic-Con. So
speaking of Comic-Con, who's going to be at Comic-Con?
Most of this panel.
But I will be here though. You guys can hang out with me on that day. I'm so excited. I mean, I'm going to be sad that you guys are
planning
here.
to do a one?
I'm just going to do the episode.
Since we haven't rescheduled, we are.
Yes.
I was going to say, we didn't talk about this, so we're telling all of you. This lovely lady will be handling the show. We'll be at Comic-Con, and just stay tuned to our social medias, which will tell you momentarily to be up to date on all shows.
So please come and support Alexis holding down the fort next Sunday
I'm so
at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard
Time.
Time.
Amazing.
She will definitely have clips to show. So
yeah, because I mean these lovely ladies are going to be out there interviewing people, especially the Wynonna Earp cast.
Yes.
So
we
whatever's
will be there.
up, so whatever's up, I will throw it up there so you guys can see it.
Yeah.
And if you are at Comic-Con, reach out to us on Twitter. I know there's a lot of Wynonna Earp get-togethers, panels, all kinds of stuff.
Too.
Yeah. So all kinds of great stuff. So any quick predictions before we go into where people find you online?
I have no predictions as of right now.
She has the baby.
Next episode?
No, generally.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yes.
She's gonna have a baby.
I'm really excited to see Doc trying to play a parent.
It's gonna be so great.
Like, I'm just really excited. And also see Dolls in the corner being all being all upset.
Do we think he's being even more of a whiny baby now because
there's a baby on the way?
There's a baby and he's even more not involved, possibly.
Yes, because
I mean, he had a chance.
All of his attention and power has been taken away from him.
Yep.
And he doesn't deal with anything well.
I want him to express whatever the feeling is. I want him to say it, because right now his behavior is dumb.
Yeah.
Please. I 100%, that's something I want. I want Dolls to be like, Wynonna, this is how I feel. I am frustrated. Words.
I'm hurt. I'm frustrated.
I just want more words than like 1 or 2 lines from him. I'm tired of
him
it.
to pick an emotion.
Yes, thank you.
And quite a few people are talking about the curse, and is that connected to the pregnancy or not? Do we think, there we go, quick question. Do we think the curse is connected to the pregnancy?
Which curse? Her curse or his curse?
Mama
curse
the Wyatt, the Earp curse.
No.
No? Okay. So yes, and all the comic cants, we love you all, and Alexis will be here for you, and then follow the rest of the panel at Comic-Con, because we'll be covering lots of stuff and lots to show you. So where can people find us online so they can be up to date on all the cool stuff?
Yes, so if you guys are going to be at Comic-Con, I will be representing the Blizzard booth. If you guys are into video games, come say hi to me, and you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at AmberPlaster, and I'm also going to be covering the Game of Thrones after show later today on AfterBuzz TV.
Yes.
I'm Yael Tygiel. I'm everywhere at Yael Tygiel, YaelTygiel. And if you want very cool Wynonna Earp shirts, check out redbubble.com/people/OTTs. That's OTTEES. Your one true tease for your OTPs.
Oh my god, adorable! Also, that Plan B shirt just makes it more laughable now.
Yeah, somebody's going to be wearing that Plan B shirt at Comic-Con.
Yeah, you are.
Nice.
I'm Alexis Torres. You guys can find me all over social media at atorres890. This is pretty much my only after show now, besides on our sister network, Popcorn Talk for Jedi Alliance. So I definitely will be here next week. Join me. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, we had the Sense8 finale, and we had a live watch, which is very funny, on AfterBuzz on their Facebook page if you want to watch all of us watching and freaking out. Yes.
I just wanted to point out before we leave that we had a new review on
please.
Right. Yes.
So for those of you guys who are watching on the live chat, we do also produce a podcast on iTunes, and we do hope that you subscribe and rate us 5 stars. And if you don't want to give us 5 stars, maybe just let us know what's wrong so we can change it and make sure that we provide value to you. So the review that we got on July 2nd was, great show, guys. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Thumbs up emoji, and that is from Gold Gaga 25. Thanks, Gold Gaga 25.
Yay, thank you. Thank you for leaving a review. And yes, thank you so much for joining us in live chat. It really rounds out the panel. We love hearing your thoughts, and you are all so resourceful because we're like, wait, I don't know something. You're right there. Love it. And if you're watching this later, thank you so much for watching. Comment down below what your thoughts on the episode are and predictions. And yes, you can follow me online on Twitter, Instagram at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. And then I will also be at Comic-Con doing a lot of the press thing as covering all kinds of stuff. So yes, follow social media to be up to date. And thank you again so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And give it 5 stars, thumbs up, and comments down below. And we will see you all later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.